What's up, everybody? This is PJ with Matt Black Tech, and today we're going to be talking about some budget accessories for the Xbox Series X or S. Now, a few of these are not budget oriented, but most of them are, and a couple of these are mostly optional, but a couple of them are actually pretty much necessary if you do want to have a good experience with these gaming consoles. So we'll get into that in this video. Upcoming is 5 budget accessories for the Xbox Series X or S. So for number 1, we have the controller. Now, this is one of those options that I told you was pretty much optional because it does come with a controller by default, but more specifically, a controller with extra buttons, or a modded controller as they call it. Now, me specifically, since our video is budget oriented today, I'm going to specifically recommend the Power A Enhanced or the Power A Advantage controller. Power A's little company, they've been making controllers for a few years now. I have had a couple of theirs before in the past. Now, I will be honest, the ones of a few years ago were not the greatest. I didn't really like those much, but the quality has improved a bunch, and I definitely do recommend that. This one has 2 additional buttons on the back, which will give you a competitive advantage for games, well, mini games, but specifically for me, first-person shooters like PUBG or Call of Duty, things of that nature. Now, one downside to the Power A Advantage controller is that it is corded. The controller that you have by default will be wireless, but it actually does come with an added benefit to that as well, because corded controllers have lower input lag. So that just basically means that the time that it takes for you when you press your button, the time that it takes your system to actually register that button press is lower on the wired controller. Therefore, in theory, you should have better gameplay and a little bit faster performance as far as how your machine is keeping up with your input. Now, as far as that's pretty much all there is to it. That is optional, but if you do want a competitive edge as far as gameplay, I definitely recommend you go ahead and checking that out. And these are on sale normally for about 25 to 35 bucks. I believe I got mine from Target for about 30 bucks. So I'll put some links in the description as well, so you can definitely check that out. Now, this next accessory is also optional, but it definitely complements the first accessory very nicely, and that is going to be thumbsticks. Now, more specifically, the one I have specifically is the Control Freak medium height thumbstick. Now, what this basically does is it increases your radius of movement on your thumbstick, so that basically gives you more area of movement when you're doing things like aiming down. More specifically, is more competitive for first-person shooter games, things of that nature. So it just makes you a little more accurate in those type of environments for those games. Now, it's definitely not necessary. It's definitely not necessary. But me personally, if you really competitive and you really want that edge over everyone else, and you just have to have the extra buttons and you have to have everything that you can, then you're the type of person that will also want a Control Freak. So that would definitely pair nicely with it. And it's definitely a budget accessory, coming in at around 10 bucks normally. And many other companies as well do make them besides Control Freak. So just browse around Amazon and you'll see plenty of options for that. Now, for number 3, this is one that is absolutely necessary if you want a good experience for the Xbox. And honestly, I'm disappointed that it didn't come standard, especially now when it came out in about 2020. That's just ridiculous for it to not come with this, and that has to be a battery pack for your controllers. To still have to use 2 AA batteries in 2023 is ridiculous. Now, as far as this, I do recommend that you get a 2-pack. That way you can always be using one and having one fully charged on standby, so you never have to worry about a dead battery. Now, if you do get the wired controller, that is kind of null and void, but you might want a more expensive option such as the Elite controller, things of that nature. But a battery pack is absolutely necessary, and you can normally get those for about 15 to 20 bucks. Just check on Amazon. I'll put some links as well if necessary, show you guys around, but it is about 15 to 25 bucks, and that's one of the best 15 bucks you'll spend for your Xbox during the time that you have it. So definitely number 3 is necessary to me, and definitely get you a battery pack. Now, for number 4, we have headsets. Now, you do have a few options for headsets as far as wireless and wired, but I personally prefer the wireless, but that will cost you a bit more money. And if we want to stay budget focused, then I would go ahead and just recommend the wired controllers. Me personally, I have the Stealth 700s Gen 2s. They're about 130 bucks on average. You can find them on sale normally. Now, headsets I would consider necessary even if you're a loner and you don't play online with other people, because just the immersion of having headsets for your gameplay, you can hear audio directional as far as where the enemy is coming from, things of that nature, unless you have a surround sound system. I have one of those too. A review on that coming soon if you would like that. But other than that, a headset is definitely necessary if you're going to have to play any kind of multiplayer online games. Now for number 5, the actual budget accessory is something that's general, and that's just going to go to anything to the category of customization. Me personally, I went with the skin. There are many other options and many skins as well. A bunch of stuff on Amazon you can check out. They range from about $5 to $20, but a lot of good options to personalize your Xbox, because it's a pretty basic, simple design. We've got the same basic design for the past 10 years, it seems like. So just go ahead and spice it up a little bit if that's what you feel like doing, and it's a cheap option to do so, so it's like, why not? So for number 5, it definitely has to be a skin of some sort, and that's a great addition to your design on your Xbox. Now that's it for today's video. Hopefully that was helpful for you, gave you some good options for yourself or maybe someone else for a gift. Now, I do have some videos coming in the works. I have my next 3 videos planned. I know it's been a while, but I'm back in the lab, back in the kitchen. I got some stuff cooking. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you think I deserve it, and then be on the lookout for more content. I'll see y'all on the next one.